A great Wednesday evening. It is an amazing, different type of evening in the city of Brownsville, Texas. And uh, despite the false fake news reports from certain individuals who have amazing weather segments, we've got no damn rain. But we did get a rain on Monday when the weather person from Monday morning went out there and stated that it was going to be a bright sunny day, and I got rained on, and I got wet. And coincidentally, we got Frankie on tonight.
Good evening, Erasmo. Hey, based on the trajectory, it's either going to hit here or Corpus. My predictions was Wednesday or Thursday, so hopefully, y'all won't categorize me
Lying
as
Larry.
lying Larry. So hopefully, it won't be lying Frankie. But thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. It's always appreciated.
No, it's fibbing Frankie. Lying Larry and fibbing Frankie. I don't know if you knew, Frankie, but fibbing means lying.
Learn you something every day.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Oh, my man. Abel, I'm surprised. Abel had a hit show on the tube, and then all of a sudden he just disappeared. And I think he went up there and put up a post recently that he was asking, I think, people on his page whether she should bring back the show. I said, bro, bring back the damn show.
Yeah, I actually liked it. It was a little bit different. I know he brought in. He talked about ghosts. He talked about finance. He talked about different things, and it was kind of late night, so that was pretty cool. I understand, and as people who get on the tube could advocate for it, but it is tough. It is a grind, but it's always appreciated as much as possible whenever we can get different minds, different voices throughout the city of Brownsville, just to keep us up to date of what is going on, not only here in our city, but throughout the world. So, Abel, if you can, man, maybe do it once a week. That is the reason why I do it three times per day, 3 times per week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Just to give me some time to breathe. I try as much as possible to have a normal life. I have no life, honestly, but I try to work around my Tuesdays and Thursdays. But nonetheless, it's good. It's good to have you on and produce as much content as possible, man. It's always appreciated whenever we have new voices out there within our community. So if you can, just stick to 2 a day, 2 times per week, if not 1 time per week.
Yeah, man. And again, you don't have to come out every day, every day. It's not like Erasmo Fest, you know. But look, and I'm not to throw any jabs, but I like Frankie does 3 days out of the week. You know, I think it's amazing, and one of the things that I think I really like about the 7 o'clock hour is that it really attracts individuals that have to be at work at 8 or 9 o'clock, and can't necessarily be out there. Not that anybody on here tonight that actually works. Some of us
Just
are
let it,
retired.
just let it hang there. Just let it hang there.
Some of us are retired, and then Roman comes on and wants to go out there and say like, "I have a job." I'm going like, "I don't believe you."
Oh
You know?
yes. So did you forget about us today, or are we off since Frankie's here?
Oh well, Frankie's here. You got to give him, uh, first dibs.
'Cause I don't mind. I don't. Did you forget to send us the link? Cause I got dishes to do. I'll go listen to you guys while I do the dishes.
you, you you could go do the dishes tomorrow morning, before 9 o'clock, and then get on at 9 o'clock in the morning,
No.
and make my life a lot easier.
Why
Stay
is your
stay
life?
on stay on, Maggie. Stay on.
Yeah, well,
The dishes can wait.
Huh? The dishes gonna wait. The
part of the
dishes
thing
can
is that I
wait.
think it allow you to understand it's not the same when y'all are not here. And I've said this before, and I know that y'all thinking I'm exaggerating or joking. I'm not.
No,
It
I know. Hey, where's Sam though? Sam and I were both waiting for the link.
Sa-
Sam, get on.
Sam is in the airport.
He is?
Well, he was earlier.
Oh, I don't know. Then
I
I don't
didn't.
know.
I didn't even think about Sam. Sam's a traveling man.
Okay, that's fine. We were just messaging back and forth, hoping you were alive because you hadn't sent us the link.
Haters.
I was though. This is me being a
Frankers.
hater.
Well, what really trips me out is that I mean Sam has and something that Frankie never had. Sam has entrance into the program. So do you.
What do you mean, Frankie never had?
He didn't have a way to get into the program by himself.
Oh, yeah, I'm not doing it by myself. And Sam said he lost it too. He lost the link.
Sam lost his damn mind.
But anyway, yeah, I was hoping you wouldn't. There he is. I was hoping you wouldn't send us the link so then I could just say, well, it was my fault. He didn't send me the link.
Well, yeah, because it's always my fault. We're like the perfect married couple because it's always my fault. And that's one of the things that I always tell people. This is one of the reasons I don't get married.
But you keep in your life people who can blame you anyway.
But it's like you're married to the whole city because you go away and everything
Yeah,
disaster
no
happens.
kidding. They're like a
I leave.
thousand wives.
I leave the city, and then disaster happens.
Yes.
Let's go to
Hey,
the.
okay. So I didn't get a chance to tell you guys this. So Thursday, when we drove home from Houston, I've got my 16-year-old in the car and 10-year-old and 7-year-old in the car. We're driving into Harlingen, and I start screaming, holy shit, there's an accident. There's a body on the road. So, of course, I'm hitting the brakes because all the cars are stopped. And, of course, all the girls sit up and they're like, what? And, I mean, I was freaking out because the cars are stopped. There's an 18-wheeler on the right-hand side, and there's like 7 cars lined up on the left-hand side, all coming to a dead end. Not a dead end, but a dead stop. And that's where it's at 75. So, of course, we're all going 85. And it's on kind of on the curve where I see it coming up. So then I'm like, oh! Okay, so I slow down enough time. We go down. There's a body on the right-hand side of the road. So now, of course, and I'm thinking, not even if I say don't look, are the girls not going to look, right? Man flew out of his boot. So we see it, and so that after we drive away, we're thinking, so I told the girls, let's say a prayer for him and for his family who doesn't know yet that this has happened to him right now. Because we literally came up on it right when people were getting out of their cars to go see if they could, well, they were standing there, but I think they realized he was already dead because nobody was trying any kind of life support. Like no cops were on their way. I think people were barely calling the cops. So it just happened. So we had been singing and dancing in the car the whole way home from Houston. And from that point home, no one talked. Like the girls were in shock. I felt bad. The littlest one, when she went on the phone with her mom, started crying. Like that's when she let it all out. So we're feeling horrible about it. I watched the news, and I hate to say it, but my kid took a picture of it. And I'm like, and if you're going to take a picture, keep it down low, right? So she took a picture. And that night on the news, I didn't tell you guys, but I was going to tell you, that night on the news, they said, if anybody has any information, they're looking for a white car. So I'm like, shit, we ended up with a white car in the picture. So I called them up. The next morning, they asked us to send it in. I think it's not what they were looking for because I think they were looking for a white truck. So then last night, Angelica comes running into the room and she's like, Mom, it was on the news. Did you see the news last night?
Never.
The guy had killed a woman named Magdalena, whose nickname was Maggie. Yeah. And had driven down to
He's
Houston.
the one that killed his wife in Houston and came down here. And then he was on the side of the road and got hit accidentally.
Yes.
Is that the guy that I posted?
No, I think that's
I don't know. Maybe. I don't see your post. No
this
offense.
was on Wilson Road. So we're realizing this guy drove down from Houston in front of us, like by maybe, we're thinking about 20 minutes. We were about 20 minutes behind this guy. Like we're thinking like, oh my God, the way the world works. And then Angelica was like, Mom, the woman's name was Maggie. So I was like, that's kind of freaky too. So anyway.
But do y'all think that he took his own life, that he purposely got in front of the trailer, the tractor?
I didn't understand how the accident happened. I read it on the Channel 5 news Facebook post, and I couldn't figure out what they were saying. What happened? Because it said he got hit
I
by
don't
a
know. It
truck,
says
and then he
he
stood up in
killed,
front of the truck.
he did kill his wife like on purpose, but the irony of coming down here and then coming out of his car and then getting hit, it's kind of like seemed like it could have been
Like
suicide.
poetic justice,
Huh?
like poetic justice.
That's what everybody was
Yeah,
saying.
Well, it's kind of
Have you,
trippy. Have you noticed that there have been just so many different weird type of accidents going on in the city of Brownsville? I mean, the guy that I posted over there, I think it was on, is it SPI Highway? I mean,
Yes,
I think he was like run over twice. I think, right?
but the lady there stopped, right? I think they made a comment on it that a lady hit him and she stopped to help.
I think the second lady stopped, but I think the first person hit him and left because there was two different stories, and then well, three different stories. One of them that the guy had hit and hit and run, the other that hit and stayed, and then another one that hit gotten hit twice. So I kind of just put all three stories together.
Okay, but yeah,
But
that was
it's just, I mean, the traffic incidents are just like crazy going on in tune with now the 53 dead in
yeah,
San Antonio area.
yeah.
it went
So
up.
that was no accident. Yeah, it went up. And a Christian something for 28-year-old, I think, from here locally, he's already been arrested.
I saw that you posted that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I just saw that right now.
it's a weird, difficult situation. Who do you blame?
I think it's just the way it is. People, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Like
And we've always
50-year-old.
had this. We had Vikings invade
yeah,
the
It's
Vikings
that's
invade.
gonna be like 1,000 years sentence.
Yeah,
but this has been going on forever, right? This is not nothing new.
yeah.
It's just maybe on this large scale that we're finding, like, oh wow, over 50 people. But this has been going on forever. The thing that I want to know, I don't know if y'all caught on to it, that did they pick up these individuals before the checkpoint or after the checkpoint? Because in that trailer there was some seasoning, and there were many people were saying, oh, like the dogs didn't pick it up because dogs obviously, they're meant to
Mhm.
track money, drugs, and humans. Like they alert whenever they come
Mhm.
across those things. So were they picked up after the checkpoint or before? That's the interesting thing.
I'm sorry, I got distracted. Go back to that's my niece. Get off my phone and don't make any comments. If you're gonna watch, just watch.
I don't know. I thought that I heard about that seasoning, Frankie, and I hadn't even considered that they were using it to hide the scent from the dogs. A lot of people were saying that they were using it because they already had the dead bodies, or some people already passed away, and that they wanted to hide the smell of them
That's what Frankie meant,
Oh.
right? Did they put the seasoning after?
No,
after the
like he's talking about when they're smuggling, like when they're crossing that little checkpoint, you put that smell so you could hide it from the dogs from like that sniffs people, because that's each dog is trained for a certain particular thing, either money, electronics, or people. But it's a 50 people, like it'll be hard to hide picking up on the side of the road after the checkpoint.
I don't know. It's just a really, really horrible situation. And again, now Governor Abbott went out there and stated that they're going to have extra checkpoints before La Garita for 18 wheelers. And, I don't know if they figured out that it's not going to work on the bridge, but now they're going to have them out there at the checkpoints. I've always wondered. I don't know if, when we drive through. Have you noticed, like right after the garita, there's on the right hand side, there's like this little pit stop thing. I think it's DPS thing where the 18 wheelers are supposed to, but I've never seen any 18 wheelers out there.
You're
So
right.
are those the areas now that are going to be in charge of checking all the 18 wheelers out there? And can you imagine the
And what,
pileup?
like a truck stop, like a checkpoint from DPS?
Yeah, after the Sarita, there's like a little on the right hand side before you get to that little airplane. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
It's like a rest stop, no?
You're talking
It's
about
a well, I thought it was a DPS station, Frankie.
No, I
Isn't
think
it
it's a
that
rest stop. Like,
isn't it when the lights are blinking, pull over? type of thing for the 18 wheelers?
Yeah, that one.
The one that says like if you weigh over a certain amount.
Oh, they have
You're
a
talking about
techo,
over
right?
by Mexico.
Un
Yes, yes,
techo.
yes.
That place. So I'm wondering if that's the one they're going to use.
I don't know.
They could, but it's rarely in service. But if they're to pick up anybody, it will be right there, right away in the little rest stop.
I don't know. Frank, what's your take on illegal immigration?
I think we can all agree that this is not the number one priority for the United States right now. All our focus is unfortunately on Russia, Ukraine. We've been selling billions of dollars, all our attention and time. It's disheartening whenever the vice president, who was appointed by the president to be the border czar, she's only gone to El Paso, and that of course was the whole Beto thing. But she hasn't been to McAllen, she hasn't been to Brownsville. So it's kind of frustrating because we had a lot of promises that typical politicians make, and we haven't been seeing anything done. But we could all agree that we do need reform. There have been talks about how the United States government was going to be sending money to South America, to Mexico, to try
Oh,
and create jobs, education. But at the end of the day, we all know who gets that money. That money's going to stay at the top, and unfortunately, only the politicos are going to benefit from it. So that's not.
It
well,
just happened.
I
Hey,
don't.
wait, I need to take a screenshot of this so anytime my husband says anything, I can say, well, Mike Pineapple said I'm the voice of reason. The end.
Well, one
Sorry.
of the things that I think I agree with, one of the things that I agree with Frankie on, is that we've been giving these individuals millions and millions and billions of dollars for decades already. I mean, we've already
Which
given the South American country, the Mexican country, Mexico, the South American countries, Central American countries. We've given them billions and billions of dollars. It hasn't improved jack squat, and the reason that it hasn't improved jack squat is exactly what Frankie stated. That those politicos, the people that are in power, they eat up the resources that should go to the people, the poor people. And Mexico still has a 45% poverty rate, 45% poverty rate in the country, and that's because of all the corruption that exists there.
Mhm.
But what really trips me out is that it's como que they brought it over from the other side. It's exactly what they do here in the city of Brownsville. It's exactly the same thing. Look at the Elon money. Look at all the money that they received, or the BISD with the ESSER funds. Look at all these funds that have come in through grants and private industry. They're eaten up by the people at the top, and the
Where
people
did
at
it
the bottom.
go? And there's no requirement for them to post it. Okay, look, we got $10 million from Elon. It went to this and this and this and this. There's no requirement.
Well, in the perfect world, well, yeah, but I guess all depends on who you're getting the money from. Because if you remember correctly, I mean, we figured out that ESSER funds were misused at
Yeah.
BISD because they went and they dipped in, I think, 4 to 7 million into health insurance, and everyone's like, "Well, it's a great thing, it's great that they're helping out the health insurance." They put us in that hole,
Yeah.
and we
And
warned them.
and then weren't they using the federal money also to pay off payroll? They were using it for payroll for people who were originally getting paid out of local funds.
100%. And see,
Yeah.
that's the issue. They, make a hole to cover up the 3, 4 holes that they already have. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, no one at the bottom benefits or gets anything. It's the same
Ever.
thing. It's the same thing that happens with the city of Brownsville. And look, and again, one of the things that we learned was that now este Corey Peña is going to be the new director of BCIC. And again, congratulations to Corey Peña. I've had conversations with Corey Peña, never had an issue with Corey Peña. I'm praying that she does a great job, and I'm hopeful. I'll be hopeful that she does an amazing, amazing job. But we'll be vigilant. And that's our job. Our job is to estar al tanto and make sure that these folks don't start doing the same thing that has kept us in this rut for so long. And part of that is letting the mayor and the city commission get their hands on e- easy money.
Yeah. We were is there something else we're gonna do? Because remind me to bring up the little trucks that are up on Dana Road. Thank you, Carlos. But no.
There's a couple of things that, besides the BCIC thing. One of the things that was brought to my attention, and again, I I decided not to post it because I actually wanted to confirm a lot of the information on there. But one of the issues that they're having at the public library, I don't know if anyone's seen this. I don't go to the public library. It's just not my thing. I don't know why anybody who is an adult would want to go to the public library. I mean, if you're going to get internet, do the Frankie thing. Go to McDonald's.
There's so many reasons to go to the public library. You have a lot of stuff available to you that people don't have the resources for. I know I have a
For
friend
children,
who was using they're paying for the printing out of coupons. So
for
that's
children,
how she was saving money. So go on.
for children. I understand it for being for children, for kids that are in school. More power to them. Part of the concern that I received was that a lot of the homeless were making it their home.
That's an issue in all libraries.
But
And that's because I belong to quite a few social groups, or what is it, social media groups for librarians, public librarians, and that's one of the issues that they have is that they're not allowed. They don't. That's not how a library works. So they don't kick them out. Sometimes you have people in there with mental issues that they have to deal with. The librarians and the people who work in the library have to deal with the mental issues of the person coming in, pitching a fit or losing it or something. But that's an issue everywhere. Because yeah, they use it as an air conditioned area. They use it
a
for
shower,
showering facilities. Yes,
bathroom,
they use
everything
it
else.
to pass the time. Yeah, you're right. But it's not just Brownsville. It is a nationwide issue.
I understand it's an issue. The thing is that the people from Brownsville were concerned about it. I said I need to look into it before I start, posting stuff because I
Yeah.
actually like to confirm some of the stuff. But I'm a little bit on the torn side. Is that then you're going to get like, oh, why don't you help him out instead of going out there and posting pictures? Oh, well, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, do you really want to protect, children from, coming into close contact with
Just for the
someone?
record, if people are uncomfortable about that, go to the Southmost Library. There's less of
Nobody
an
goes
issue
to
like
it.
that over there.
Yeah.
They what? There's no homeless people there?
You don't have
There's
as many
less of an
people
issue
visiting.
like that over there.
Yeah.
Well, I think part of the
Unfortunately, you don't have as many people visiting the Southmost Library.
well, I think that is like most of the people live over here on this side that actually might want to go to the library and not to there's going to be very few homeless people going down southmost. You know,
Yeah. But that's a city issue, isn't it? That we don't have a place for the homeless, do we?
no, but again, what's the solution? I mean, as a parent, do you feel comfortable for your kids to be around someone that's out there in the bathroom, taking a shower, uh, while standing at the sink? Uh, you know,
The solution could be you send them to the garage hub over there in downtown area.
well, Well, I mean, there's got to be something. Unfortunately for us, that they've done nothing. And look, we have. I don't know if you've seen it. We have 10 cities still here on 12th Street. You
Oh,
know,
it's there, the Red Wagon
yeah,
Ministry.
we still got 10 city out there. And even though we've got 10 city out there, we still got the homeless parked out here in front of the old Casa de Nylon building. I mean, they're
Wow.
everywhere. And let me tell you guys, because of the illegal migration that has happened, and with all these people coming in from Mexico, Central America, and South America, and China, and from Haiti, and from all these other countries, I'm seeing a lot more homeless people out here that are not necessarily even Hispanic.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause doesn't like Good Neighbor help out like that?
But
That
there's not. They
facility.
can't spend the night there.
Mm-mm.
That's what I meant. Is we don't have a place where they could come in and request help, and like
What
I
about the West Brownsville Baptist Church with their buildings, like those houses that they have, that they help with the
Those
immigrants?
guys, if they don't get paid, nothing's going to happen.
mm,
Frankie, what do we do about the homeless?
Because I know the big issue is like mental and is also drugs, but it's like
mhm.
it's kind of like goes hand in hand, minus más o menos. Pero it like you were saying. I think there was a guest here long while back that they were like they're in order to solve the issue, it's you gotta like kind of dig into it and do research on it because I know that part of it is drugs and part of it's mental that they just kind of like break down and the other part half like not half but just small part of it was just the economic side.
I think a very, very small. Frankie, what do we do about the homeless?
It's kind of tough. You know, my grandpa growing up, he would always say, let's go give them food. Never give them money. If they say, oh, I want money for food, my grandpa would say, hey, well, I'll go take you. And this might come out harsh, but I don't think these people want help.
I think I think you're right on some percentage of that.
I have encountered some situations where I'll be at a stoplight, and my grandpa always told me, don't give him money, go to, and I'll go, hey man, Jack in the Box is right there, McDonald's is right there, what do you want? I'll get you whatever, I'll spend 10, 20 bucks on you. They're like, no, 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 prefiero la feria. We all know what they want the money for. So
Mm-hmm.
I do feel that there is a small percentage of those individuals that they went through hardship, and for one thing or another, they're not able to bounce back. Uh, uh, but I do think that the large majority of those individuals, they don't really want the help. I don't know if they've come they've come accustomed to it, or they have just said, what, this is reality. But we do have the Awesome Center that we can possibly try and transition them to, they could one day possibly have a job, have possibly a stable home. Um, but that's the only thing we can do. The city, whether they create a committee to try and tackle this, that's not their role. Again, their role is to provide opportunities for each and every uh, resident in the city of Brownsville. But I think the nonprofits like the Good Neighbor, close to the Cameron County Courthouse, and the Awesome Center, what we can do as a city is provide the funds to help those centers out and provide meals and possibly shelter to these individuals.
Well, nothing's being done, and
But we need to make money available for that, don't we?
well, yeah, but look,
They
and
didn't have
again,
money for other things.
yeah,
They kind of prioritize it.
yeah, and I don't know if you know this, Frankie. I don't know if you saw the show, but I did submit an open records request in regards to the city commission going out there and paying Brian Martinez's paycheck. you know and it's just very, very infuriating, very, very frustrating, that they can get anything that they want because it's that little close-knit little group out there, and the commission voted unanimously to give Brian Martinez his salary. And I don't know if you saw, and I actually posted the video out there. Hats off to Commissioner Narendra Kalonsky, because when she wanted to ask in regards to how why this was going to go directly into the pocket of Brian Martinez, she looked like flustered out there, frustrated. Did y'all see that? Did you see that, Frankie?
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't see it.
frustrated,
I didn't watch it.
flustered, going like, "Isn't this a conflict of interest?" And I'm going like, "Bitch, why are you even asking? Of course, it's a conflict of interest." Especially when the kid is out there sending text messages in his capacity as the chief of staff to every board member and Trey Mendez, begging them to make sure that they pass this thing, which they did.
Oh, so it did get passed?
Yes, they
I
got
didn't
the
know.
money. So Brian got his salary. And again, look, guys, and nothing against Brian Martinez. I like Brian Martinez, cool kid. I mean, he's
It's the way
working
things
it.
are done.
He's working that staff, working
Hmm.
it. You know, I- whichever, whatever he wants to do. I mean, he's working it. But why does he have to do it at the cost of every other person here in the city of Brownsville? That's my frustration. I mean, is there any other business out there in the city of Brownsville, small business, that is struggling because of the Boca Chica median, or because they're out there in Rivera, that would could do well with a $50,000 assist from the city of Brownsville? Why is it always the rich here? And this is what really irritates me, the crap out of me, that because supposedly, well, the Republicans are the rich ones, and the Democrats are the poor ones. Eh, The the individuals on the city commission, the individuals on the county commission, all of them are rich, rich,
Mega rich.
mega
Hmm.
rich, millionaires in some case, all Democrats. Does that mean they're? And you know what? One of the and I'll let go after this. One of the things that I thought it was real funny when Mayor Tony Martinez was running, Some people said that they voted for him because he was a millionaire. He didn't need to steal money. How the hell do you think they got became millionaires, Frankie?
What's the
Well,
relationship between Martinez and De Los Santos? Are they a couple? Are they friends? Are they?
They're
go
not.
back.
Can you say
Facebook post looks like they're dating. I'm just gonna say it. But
too
I
much?
mean, I don't care here or there. I mean, other than it's what's the word? But then BIC does it all the time. What's the word? When you're related to someone.
Nepotism.
Thank you. That's the only thing I have an issue with.
I got
Well,
words.
he did not vote on it, right? Because the attorney said that there's not a conflict of interest because he's not going to vote on it. But what was the agenda item? What is his purpose? What is he doing? What services is he providing the city of Brownsville? And how much money was it?
$50,000. It was going to be given to the Midi Cultural District for I'm going to get the word. It was for their expenses. Something can't remember the exact word for the expenses. And so Commissioner Santos was saying, well, it's not going to be his salary; it's going for their expenses
Is
because
that that 30 that quarterly assist that they get?
they no, this is $50,000 extra a year. It's they want those expenses to pay him. It's the same thing. But this is what really pisses me off. That he they go out there and they say it is for expenses, and then he goes, well, is it for Brian Martinez? He goes, no, it's for expenses. When they damn know well right that they're going to use it to pay Brian Martinez. And you know what proves it? The damn text messages that they're playing fiddlywinks with.
I
Hey
didn't
Maggie,
realize that.
hey,
Go
hey
ahead,
Maggie,
sorry.
Sam, do y'all want a city of Brownsville email as well or no? Because I want one.
Heck yeah.
I'm a, I,
I,
I'm an
I
average I'm I'm an average citizen.
But
yeah, I thought I said that too before we
you're not
spoke with
banging a
Mr. De
city
Los
commissioner.
Santos.
But you're not
What?
banging.
Forget the
You're
email.
not
Give
banging.
me that
You're
pay.
not. But you're not banging the city commissioner.
Damn it! I could.
I saw this, and what was it? What was the comment that was said? Was that they can't even? Why are they asking us to fund the upkeep of this? This is a city thing, but then again, the city doesn't keep up with the grass in the rest of the city.
I have no
That
clue what you just said.
Did you see the Brownsville Herald posting the city is looking for people to adopt a bus stop to
Oh yeah.
fund the upkeep and help keep Brownsville beautiful? Okay, isn't this a city job? Shouldn't that upkeep come from the city? Why do they need citizens to keep up with these bus stops to have them nice? But how can we even ask if the city will do it when the city's not even cutting the grass in the rest of the town? So
Well, this came out like a couple of weeks ago, and it was stupid then, and it's stupid now. Look, and again, and I know people are going to go like, oh, well, you're always saying that that's what we pay for. That's what we pay for. You know,
yeah.
that's what we pay for. And you expect them to find a way to get things done. And look, how much money has Elon given already to the city of Brownsville to make it beautiful? And how much of that was actually used only to
To make
enrich city commissioners and the Brownsville mayor? Every single dime, every dime of the Elon Musk money was used to enrich the mayor of the city of Brownsville and the Brownsville city commissioners. Why is that so hard to understand? Somebody wants to prove me wrong?
Please, please, I would love to see Erasmo be wrong. Not in a negative way, of course.
Hi, everyone. Como dice el dicho, el que no tranza no avanza. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Enough is enough. And see, and that's where we need to get to that point where enough is enough. And I think Frankie and I were talking about this earlier throughout the day. Could it really be that people have just had enough? Because let me tell you, Frankie, at any other point in time, the arena would have passed. And let's
Mhm.
go back to Titan Tires. the bridge to nowhere, all this money that has been squandered throughout the years, the sports park. Any other time, as to any other time, this arena would have passed on the first try.
Yeah.
So this one, it's already been rejected twice. Frankie, is there a change coming in regards to people's mentality in regards to the corruption that's going on around here?
No, because it's so blatant. In my own opinion, I think it's so blatant that we got to a point where we kind of accept it, or and I'll say it again. I said that Roy de los Santos to me was a great white hope. I thought that he was going to be that commissioner that was going to be that exception to nepotism, corruption. I had that hope. And he did come on your show, actually, and he was, he kind of badmouthed me and said, "Oh, Frankie, what does he know?" And I want to have a talk with him and stuff like that. Wasn't there a letter? What wasn't there a letter that was presented to the city commission about Brian Martinez that they said that Roy de los Santos directed them to say,
Camille.
"Hey, I'm sorry, Camille, you need to hire him." Maybe not in those words, but that is what they inferred. And Roy de los Santos said, "Oh, no, 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 no. That was a misunderstanding." Now, again, Roy de los Santos, he opened a can of worms. He thought, he was going to come on, a show here, a show there, and say, "Hey, I can manage," and things like that. But when it really comes time to answer these important questions, he's nowhere to be found.
None.
And again, it's best for him not to talk because it doesn't look good. But it is unfortunate, Sam and Maggie, that you know every politician that runs, unfortunately, we have the promises that, "Oh no, I'm gonna be, different and count on me and I need your vote." What happens,
It's not
Sam?
the
As soon
same
as they
thing
get in,
about Jay Mendes.
exactly. And again, we welcome Commissioner de los Santos to answer these questions, because at the end of the day, hey man, if I want to get my girlfriend a contract, you know, why can't I if he's doing it?
Well,
Yeah.
let me tell you, but part of the problem, Frankie, is that I think like okay, he started to think, well, if I get on the Erasmo show, it's going to be like the other ones I won, like on that behind the mic show and everything, where they do softball questions out there. I mean, I think he figured that we were not going to hold him accountable. And look, I don't give a rat's ass who wants to come on. Everyone has an open invitation. But if you're an elected official, you better expect to get the difficult and the hard questions. We're not going to, pansy your way through, and tiptoe through the tulips and skip everything else that's what's important to the city of Brownsville. So what happens is when we started to ask, well, wait a minute, and he mentioned the Brian Martinez thing, and he explained it, and I was on here with him when I said, I'm not convinced. You know, I'm not convinced. I mean, I could have easily gone like, "Well, that's a great answer, sir. I'm
Because
not
I
going
did.
because Maggie did. I'm not going to be that person. I didn't care for the answer, and I've been proven right again. Been proven right again, and that's what is irritating. Because look, he could have come back out and answered questions in regards to why he was so adamant about the arena passing. Could have come back out and say why is he out there, pushing for his chief of staff to go out there and get more money. Decided not to. Could have come back and said, "You know what, guys? I lied about the damn Tanasca thing. I lied about the town hall. Said they were going to have all this stuff. Didn't have any. I lied about finding the guy that was trying to run you over on your scooter downtown. I lied about getting Josh Mejia on the show. Just answer the questions. No one wants to answer any questions. I'm
He's
going to
like,
call.
I was the guy in the truck.
Yeah,
Hey, but I was gonna say, I think there is a movement for change. I maybe it's in my naivete. How do you pronounce that? Being naive. That I do think people are getting involved and people are standing up and noticing things, such as the
Maida?
arena, such as the school board. I
well,
think people are starting to get it noticing and involved.
that's what my point was.
Yeah,
I feel that there's that little spirit, Frankie Sam. This little spirit where people are starting to wake up. Let me tell you. I'll tell y'all. I'll tell y'all. I don't know if I mentioned this. I've gotten calls from a lot of Democrats out there. A lot of Democrats said, "Asmo, there's no way in hell we're supporting Joey Lopez." I mean, literally. And they don't have to call me. They don't have to tell me. Some of these people don't even like me. and they've told me, said, Asmo, there's just no way in hell we're going to be supporting Joey Lopez. And they're just tired of everything, you know? People get tired because what happens is, at the top, Frankie, at the top, there's a limited number of seats, you know? At the top, there's only a limited number of seats. And everybody else that falls under that top table are pissed off. And I'm talking about business owners,
Mm-hmm.
you know, some of the, St. Joe, Rancho Viejo, rich people that, aren't even considered to be a part of that top table. So I think really that change is possible. As to one of the things that I don't know if you saw, Frankie, where uh, Gracia, Officer Gracia with the sheriff department has filed a lawsuit against the city commission and the county judge. Have you kept up to date with it?
Yeah, I've been following it ever since the beginning.
So where are we at on that?
We're at a standstill. He did file a lawsuit in state court. Eventually, there is a separate lawsuit in federal court. The whole Almanza, the previous Sheriff Lucio administration. So that this case in state court is going to go to the federal level. It is interesting that it is an uphill battle. It's unfortunate that I feel that this city commission, I'm sorry, this county commission. I apologize. This county commission has not supported our sheriff and his administration that have done everything possible to make his life squares. Like ever since they and this all happened because, of course, they thought that this individual Eric Garza had no chance to defeat a 20-year incumbent, a strong Democratic candidate that has dominated the area. There was no way that this guy was going to be able, a district clerk nonetheless, was going to be able to defeat him. But we did see, maybe we are starting to see we are on the crisp of change, Maggie. We saw it with Sheriff Lucio, how an incumbent lost. We saw how Mayra Flores won a
Mm-hmm.
Democratic area, and maybe people are finally starting to say, Sam, hey, you know what? I'm tired of the same old, same old. What have we gotten from these individuals? And I think that lawsuit really targets that, because at the end of the day, it's unfortunate that the sheriff's office and I'm talking about pay. They have never even given the jailers, the staff, adequate compensation. Guys, you know how rough it is in the jail. I was
Horrible.
fortunate to be part of Leadership Brownsville. We actually got a chance to go in there. And it's brutal. It's very difficult. These individuals do have psychological problems that they deal with working, and then they have to go home and then deal with that trauma. To be paid 29,000, there is no support from the county commission. It's unfortunate that our sheriff Eric Garza is doing everything possible and then some to try and combat this. So that lawsuit at Osmo, I do anticipate that it will go to the federal level, because that other lawsuit is there. But unfortunately, we have seen that the sheriff's office and the county commissioners are at a standstill. Which in reality, the county commissioners should do everything possible to work with our elected officials, but that's not the case.
The arena is
But
still
it's
coming.
crazy because
Go, go.
sorry, it's crazy because Eric Garza, when he started the, like, he had a lot of, like, what was it called, lots of hesitation from the departments, because they were all like they were all saying that, oh, he hasn't never been set a foot in the jail or sheriff or anything like that. He was just like a desk person, so he got a lot of what's it called, that they were even writing letters to the
Oh.
county that they weren't agreeing with. But now hopefully he makes a change for like all the jailers and everybody there in the county to get adequate pay.
Eminem.
Why
Uh,
la Eminem?
le- well, let me say is that uh, one of the things that and I've stated this about Mayra Flores, and I've stated about this about every politician out there that is elected into office. You've got to let them do their job. You know, you've got to give them a chance, an opportunity. Eric Garza came into the position again. I like Eric Garza. I love his parents. His parents are amazing, amazing folk. And I am not even joking. I am in love with Eric Garza's parents. They know this, as we were out there campaigning together. We had a great old time. I did my best to take care of them, and they took care of us as well. And let me tell you, I love his parents. When Eric Garza won, congratulated everyone. We've got to give Eric Garza that opportunity, that chance. Got to give him that opportunity, that chance to push the sheriff's department in the direction that he sees and feels best. And I'm sorry, this commissioner's court, Judge Eddie Trevino, Joey Lopez, Sofia Benavides, David Garza, and Gus Reese, they worked against him, and they tried to chastise him into obeying their whims and wills. There's got to be that separation. It's something that is happening even at the federal level. Everybody wants to take control of everything else. You can't have the legislative out there trying to take control of the executive, and that's one of the things that they try to do here in Cameron County. And they try to put their foot in his throat. And fortunately for Eric Garza, may not like him, but Gracia was out there, and Gracia started to push the right buttons. And let me tell you guys, they've never given him a chance. They've never given him an opportunity, ever. So it's going to be interesting because let me tell you, he put in a lot of votes. So does that mean that Eric Garza's people is they're going to be working against the sitting commissioners and the sitting judge? And my money is, you better believe it, Frankie.
Yeah, yeah. Again, it's not good. You would think that those in power would try as much as possible to lend a helping hand, but again, we are at a standstill. It's chaotic. You would expect that these individuals would put their egos aside, but again, their alliance was and probably still is to the Lucio family, to those supporters. Why? Because they've been in power for 20 years, and they pat each other on the back. Here you have this newcomer, Eric Garza, who defied all odds, and he did win that position. So we do need to do everything possible to make sure that we do support our sheriff, and most importantly, his staff, because at the end of the day, they are the ones that are running the day-to-day operations. And for them not to be compensated, and it goes back to BISD. How do you demonstrate that you actually care about an individual? Not through words, but through actions. And it's unfortunate, Sam, that our county commission is not doing so.
Hey, real quick,
So, quick
Gilberto, we
question.
were talking about showers being from the sink, not real showers.
Yeah.
And you went over a whole bunch of comments I wanted to respond to, but now I forgot what they were. Go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
A quick question. So the county commissioners all got a raise, and the jailers didn't get diddly squad or what?
Nothing. Well,
They
Man,
did
that's
pass.
crazy.
yeah, they did
They
pass.
did pass.
Go.
No, they did pass some sort of raise for the employees, but again, it's not nothing significant compared to the county commissioners. Guys, they got like 12 grand. They got something significant compared to peanuts that the jailers got, probably like what, 3%, 5% at the most.
Not
Which
even 3%.
you equate that to 2-3 grand, which after taxes, you're lucky if you're able to buy a Coke and some gas.
Same thing with BISD.
Well,
Yeah.
again,
We're talking about the
it,
same Coke, right?
it's the same mindset out there. And one of the issues that really pisses me off, Frankie, is that they give these raises when it's close to election time on the last year of their term. Because they want to say, "Well, we gave you a raise," and it's all just talking points. Same thing happened with BISD. We heard Drew Brown say that they were going to give him 5,000. That she wanted to give him $5,000. It was never going to happen, but it sure as heck does sound good right before an election. It's just words.
Hey, quick
I
question though.
Mhm.
Before I lose my train of thought, like you say,
How
um,
hard.
where am I going with this?
You lost your train of thought.
And it's gone.
You had mentioned that you mentioned the county commissioners not working with Garza
Yeah.
for whatever reason. Does that mean if a new set of county commissioners, all being Republican, like everybody from Erasmo to the Carlos Cascos, would they work better with Eric Garza as far as like everything going fluent in the
But
in
the
the
difference
county?
would be is that Osmo's not going to go in there to be a millionaire. Neither is Carlos Cascos is not going in there to be a millionaire.
Well,
Isn't that the difference?
No, no,
well,
correct. Because they're trying to work like on the same page as far as like with Eric Garza and his, I guess
well,
his things that he was trying to correct in the county.
well, it's very simple. Eric Garza and his people, they know what they get with this commissioner's court. You know, and let me tell you, they may not like Erasmo Castro, but you better believe that they're going to support Erasmo Castro because they really, really, really dislike and hate the Joey Lopez. And I'm using that as an example because they know what they get with Joey Lopez. They get a big old middle finger. That's what they get. Because let me tell you, Erasmo Castro may be very, very vocal. Erasmo Castro hasn't tried to screw them over. Erasmo Castro hasn't taken them to court. Erasmo Castro hasn't tried to gut them. This city commission, this county commission, has done exactly that to Eric Garza and to his people. So again, I don't know, I don't know what they all were thinking about. I'm going to guess maybe that the Garza people are not very happy with this commission. Would that be a true statement, Frankie?
Yes, you would think those in power again would be supportive, but it's unfortunate. Again, these individuals do not seem to put their egos aside for the better good of Cameron County and especially the Cameron County employees. But you hit the nail in the on the head. You know, they already know what they have. They know that they're every chance that they get, they're going to screw them over. There is no support. So what do they expect from the county commission? Nothing, diddly squat. So we do need candidates in office at the county level to be supportive of not only the sheriff's office but all Cameron County
All
employees,
departments.
and not look after their own self interest. Because at the end of the day, they're all rich. You know, I could go over each and every county commissioner and tell you how they have enriched themselves or their family, but we don't have time for that.
Definitely not. But let me tell you, Frankie, that's just spot on. Look, and this Gracia lawsuit, it's very telling because if anyone wants to think that hey, it's time to mend bridges, Gracia and Sheriff Garza, they are not in the bridge mending mentality right about now. They're
Too
in
late.
the we're going to screw you over, guys. So at the end of the day, again, and look, more power to Judge Cascos, myself, and to Chuck Vay in Harlingen. More power because a lot of those folks out there that were supportive of Eric Garza are going to come our way, and I'm
Re-
very, very glad. I felt the wave not long ago. Yet two of my candidates on the show tonight got ripped off. I feel it again, and I hope this time it works out well for the candidates that want nothing else but to serve.
I,
Yeah,
I was going to say, but hopefully, Miss Lamas, what I think is that the community has seen that whoever they voted in this last time didn't do anything for us.
Zippo, nothing.
Hmm.
And look, and yeah, and again, one of the things that I've had this conversation with Frankie. Look, guys, we're okay. You know,
The community is not. Yeah.
is your life and to anyone out there that voted 2 years ago, is your life as a BISD employee, as a BISD parent, as a BISD student, any better today than it was 2 years ago? And let
And
me
I'm
tell
going to
you,
give
I've got a big
anything
old, I got a big old percentage of individuals that retired this year that will say
500.
100% no.
500. And I'm going to say that I feel like the school board hasn't done anything that they didn't feel pressure to do so by the associations. I think the associations is what's made the difference. All three. I'll give credit to all three. I know two of them are not. I mean, I'm part of AOBE, but I know a lot of people don't care for a one or the other. Yeah, I know. But but I think if the associations had not gotten involved, everybody else would have still been. Well, we would have all been worse off than what we are. Sorry, go ahead.
500 people retired.
500.
Just over from Perez to goals, and all the Morrison has lights flashing like crazy. Hope they don't have anyone driving sensitives to seizures. Oh my God. Oh, okay, my bad. Hello. Hello. Oh, hello. Oh, Ming Chi is. Hello. They're politicians, narcissists, ego driven, and sociopathic That's the profile of politician. Don't be fooled.
Mhm.
So Erasmo, if you get elected and Musk gave you a Tesla for a favor, well, will we be seeing Castro driving a Tesla? You'll be seeing Castro driving a scooter.
That's what I was gonna say. And you better not get a Tesla and start driving around because I'll kick your tushy tush.
But you know what's, and again, I'm going to say this. One of the things that I actually had considered
Just buying a Tesla.
was buying a Tesla, and I think it's funny. But and let me tell you, part
Now
of
you
it.
can't.
Well, part of it was I think I might want to buy a Tesla before I get elected.
I was about to say,
Because
like, you're trying to like cover it up somehow.
yeah, let
Yeah.
me figure out a way to buy it before I get elected. Because te imaginas, I'm going to be like the Trey Mendes of Brownsville. Now Trey Mendes is driving around in
Yeah.
a Tesla back and forth. So as to, I don't want to do that. Look, again, one of the things, and I look, I'm very very blessed. One of the things is, I travel once a month, and I was telling Frankie, I was like, hey man, travel. He goes, Erasmo, you know that normal people don't do that kind of stuff.
You're
And I'm
not
going like,
very blessed. You're just very cheap.
and very cheap. And my parents, I skim off my parents a lot because I still live in their basement. But as that, what I'm trying to get at is that, and I thought about this, when we were talking about all this political stuff. I'm very very glad that I got to travel when I was outside of being elected. That way, no one can say like, "Ya ves, puro
Yeah.
vender money," como dice Vito Cárdenas, "puro vender money." Este, I'm
You never went to Colombia and used it as an excuse for like
no,
trying to bring business from Colombia
like
to Brazil.
like the city commission and mayor did. No,
Yeah.
I went to Colombia
Y nunca dijo nada.
after I retired from BISD without vendor money. Uh, did you say 500 people retired? Yes. My
Total of
life,
500 people quit or retired this entire school year by the end of the school year because we had I think LBE had presented the numbers. They were getting where any other school year we've had people leave in December, mid year. They finish off December, then they don't come back January because it's already getting counted as a full year, or they wait till the end of the year. This past year, they were averaging 10 people a month at every board meeting. Sometimes they had 7, sometimes they had 14. They were averaging 10 people a month that were leaving the school district because they just were done. So
yeah,
that all added up to 500 people quit, retired, we're gone.
100%. It's a very very sad situation because at the end of the day, look, guys, you you lose experience.
Mm-hmm.
You lose seniority. You leave individuals that are well groomed in the matter, and you get a lot. And again, nothing against you people, but
No,
you
you
have
need
to,
it. You lose people who have knowledge.
you have to have that balance.
Yeah.
You gotta have new people, and you got to have
Mm-hmm.
the older generation, los que tienen ya canas, because of all
Mm-hmm.
the canas that the students have given them.
Mm-hmm.
Those individuals to help out the newer people.
Ah, pero alguien contento con 30,000.
My El Beto, my life is
Pero
better
they
than
get you 30,000 like per month. That superintendent.
Maggie
Oh,
friend. My life is better than it was
we
10 to
know.
20 years ago because then politicians were a piece of crap. Yeah. Good evening. Good evening, Joe Valdez. Castro is thinking about getting a Tesla. Somos primos. 2035 conventional engines will be banned. Hope not. Just kidding. I'm always looking for a new car. The way gas is, maybe something smaller for now. Again, guys, let me tell you, riding a scooter I'm not even joking, has really, really helped me out. One of the things that I do is, I bring my car all the way to my office. I park my car and then I scooter all these little unnecessary little trips that sometimes we take in our vehicle. If I have to go to Family Dollar, I just take the scooter. If I have to go to the courthouse, I take the scooter. If I have to go to Matamoros, I take the scooter. You know, I use the scooter and it saves me a crap load of gas. I mean, I'm literally just using a quarter tank of gas on my vehicle per week. But you got to, and this is just me being maybe frugal. I don't know if y'all know what that word means, but this is just me being frugal. Is that I find ways to make sure that I'm not spending that much money. Hey, Brian, love you, Baba. Does that make sense?
Yes. And David, no,
Yeah.
you're not going to be happy with a smaller car. I got a smaller car when COVID hit, just to lower the price of how much I owed in the wrong way. Anyway, I hate my smaller car, and I love the car. I bought a Hyundai, and I've had a Tucson, I've had Santa Fe, and this is the Kona. It's too small, so I don't think you'll end up happy.
No. Hola,
Just
hola,
a
Brian.
little
Thank
egg
you.
cone.
Yeah, I don't care for it.
It's
It's
a
too
Fiat.
small.
Brian, you're 100% right. That's why it's very handsome. Thank you, Baba. Love you. I've been thinking of an electronic bike. It just has been. It's good weather, like in 2 months. Yeah, you get electrocuted in Brownsville with that the way the streets. But I got a Flintstones car. How would you balance? Hold on. Let me go back to your first question, and then I'll come back to this one, Eduardo. I didn't mean to skip the other one, but I want to get to my handsome comment. What changes would you recommend for the schools? Simple. Get rid of all the board members,
And
and then get rid of the superintendent and the deputies. How would you balance in a scooter? Do you have insurance on the scooter? Have you thought about rollerblading? No, I don't have good ankles. I got cankles, and no, I balance pretty well. What's up with De Los Santos trying to get their organization? He's want to hire Brian Martinez for jobs. You got to rewind.
I was going to say, go right. I think you came in 30 minutes late,
Yeah,
20
45
minutes late. That was at the beginning of the show.
guys. Thank you for coming on.
Dang, it's already been an hour.
It's crazy. Frankie
Mhm.
has it affect on
But then
us.
again, we came in like 15 minutes late.
Thank
Yes,
God.
because they forgot about us, Sam. We,
Well,
we, need to, we need to go start our own show where we're not forgotten about.
Maggie, you would never be on it, and
I was gonna say, and if we
Sam
don't feel
would
like being
always
on
be
it, we
late.
don't.
Sam would always be late, and then with crappy internet, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, that's why. So you're the anchor.
Hey, I'm gonna pay $5 for internet in this hotel.
It wouldn't work.
Somebody said I was lagging, and I was thinking it might be your end because usually when I'm lagging, I can see it on other people too. The
I think
only one
you're
I've
right.
seen is Sam is a little bit sketchy the way he
When are you
hosts.
speaking about the
Yeah.
open records request? I've already spoken about it. I've already resubmitted it. And I said I'm planning to go to the city attorney's office personally and just go bitch them out. Just have to find the time. Guys, have a great day. Social distance, face covering, hand sanitizer, still believing all that crap. Be careful with COVID out there, guys. There's a lot of cases out there. Be very
Yeah, I'm
careful.
back to mask wearing. I told the girls
That's if
we're
you still
if
believe
we're
in that crap.
I think
huh? That's if you still believe in that crap. I'm back to believing in that. It's
I think
scary.
that there's a lot of millionaires out there that are trying to use the mask again.
What millionaires? What do
Frankie,
you mean? Huh?
no. All right, guys, have a great evening. Tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, guys. Be good to each